Hi, my name is Lauren Downer, and this is an Exam 3 study guide for English 208. I will be covering Woolf's A Room of One's Own and Akhmatova's Requiem. Starting off with A Room of One's Own, the thesis being presented by Woolf is that a woman must have money and a room of her own if she is to write fiction. The essay is designed as sort of an explanation of how Woolf arrived at this thesis, and to do so, she must take an inside look through fiction itself. And this is where the narrative portion of her essay begins. Throughout this story, the narrator is being constantly moved around. This is to show how a new place can give one a new insight. However, as soon as the narrator thinks of a new idea, she is interrupted. These interruptions vary from a security guard telling her not to walk on the grass, or being in a library and being told that woman should be alongside another individual, or have special permission to be there. In the second chapter of A Room of One's Own, the narrator starts to question why there is such a different standard between men and women. She questions things such as, why did men drink wine and women water? Why was one sex so prosperous and the other so poor? What effects has poverty on fiction? And what conditions are necessary for the creation of works of art? These questions bring her to do research on books written about women, and she concluded that the stories had all been written in a red light of emotion and not the white light of truth. So in the end, all of the narrator's questions were still unanswered. Akhmatova's poem is considered a cycle or sequence style poem because it is made up of a collection of shorter poems which is meant to be read as one cohesive longer piece. In her poem, Akhmatova addresses multiple themes, which include religion, desperation, grief, and whether it is possible to maintain hope in a time of darkness. The poem begins with the preface where the idea of humanity as a whole has been erased for the narrator. The picture being painted for the reader is that of a world where there is no longer joy. In earlier portions of the poem, the narrator speaks of loneliness, isolation, and basically all symbols of an overwhelming lack of hope that she is feeling once her son is taken away from her. The only way she thinks she can rid her pain is by having her heart turned to stone, so the narrator simply waits and wishes for death to consume. In the epilogue, however, the narrator begins to feel a sense of community. She begins to believe there is a possibility of coping, and she begins to feel a sense of purpose in her life.